Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to a Friday Fire episode. I'm excited to drop in with a very shamanic, a very energetic download for you on this Friday Fire. So, Friday Fire is the format. It's like quick win, it's a nugget, it's more of a snack. I have my deep dives every week on the podcast, and then every once in a while, when I feel the call, I do a Friday Fire, and it's like a snack. It's like a lightning bolt. And at the time of this recording, it's the week that the world celebrates Christmas. And whether you celebrate Christmas or not, there is something deeper that I believe in that is worth celebrating every single day, all year long, forever and ever, and it is Christ consciousness. So I have so much love for the lessons and the embodiment that Jesus showed us in the way he lived. And I'm somebody that I definitely believe that Jesus lived and that he came through Mary's womb, and it was literally God and Mary, and there was no like sex happening, like literally. Like, I believe in magic. I believe in that like fully. And you don't need to believe in that to receive this message and for it to make an impact on your life, I don't think. The whole point of what we do here, A Better World with Adrian, it's how are we making a better world together? And we're bringing new earth forward. Each of us is living our dreams. Each of us is following our heart. Each of us is healing. Each of us is shining our light for the people in our lives. And we're just making a positive ripple that like one by one by one by one by one, we're making change in the world. To me, this is living Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is unconditional love. Christ consciousness is, and this is why this is one of the reasons why I started to get a lot more comfortable with my rage and my anger. As I come back to, I'm like, Jesus flipped tables too. And not that I'm comparing myself to Jesus. However, I really respect everything that the way, the teachings and the way he lived. He's like, you know, spending time with prostitutes and not judging them and talking about unconditional love. And when things are wrong, when the church was really bastardizing the teachings and what it means to love one another and cherish one another and respect one another, like he got really mad, and I get mad about that stuff too. And it just, to me, Christ consciousness is the resurgence of this untampered with, pure, unconditional love where we all live our divinity and we all acknowledge the divinity in one another. And I've gone really deep into studying the Sophia Code. If you don't know that book, check it out. And I've gone really deep into my work in the other realms of like tapping into my angelic frequencies, tapping into more of my Atlantean frequencies rather than the Lumerian frequencies, because that's where I'm being called. Tapping into this, like, it's this Christ consciousness where we live our divinity, we know our divinity, we honor our divinity in one another, and we're doing everything we can to share unconditional love and the remembrance of all beings everywhere being divine. That's what it is. And so if you're someone who has like religious trauma, which I think so many people do, that's not Christ consciousness. That's the church, that's the matrix that has infiltrated this pure divine love. And so, what I want to share with you in this Friday Fire is Just a remembrance and a celebration of Christ consciousness on our planet, like true Christ consciousness, separate from the church. But what if we looked at it, and whether you think this actually happened or not, there was there's a story of someone who lived and made miracles with spirit and showed the world how to love in a different way, in a true way, for all people, not just people who did certain things in certain ways or had certain colors of skin or certain this or certain that. It was truly unconditional. That's the frequency we're bringing through for New Earth. And it's separate from the church. And that's what I want to say in this episode is like, as the world, you know, the world is the world right now, and our planet is going through a lot of change. We're literally witnessing the fall of a civilization as we birth heaven on earth. That's what we signed up for this lifetime. And it's really bringing this Christ consciousness through. So that's this Friday Fire is how can you celebrate that? And how can you develop a new relationship with that? Because maybe you swore off even that word, Christ. I know I did for decades because of what the church did to taint the energy. It wasn't the energy, it wasn't love that was the problem. It was all the regulations and rules and distortions that were placed on it by imperfect humans. So, yeah, this is this Friday Fire. It's very sweet. It's less punchy. It's more of like a really sparkly, snowy smile of unconditional love and just like this consciousness that we're bringing through. And what is the consciousness? It's a way of thinking, it's a way of being, it's a different frequency. We're bringing this frequency back. And it's been said, I've heard it said by teachers and powerful intuitives that I respect that Jesus has incarnated again and he's on earth right now. And so, like I said, this is not a religious podcast. However, if we're birthing a better world, we cannot ignore the fact that religion has hurt so many of us and separated so many of us from our connection with source, from our connection with spirit, from our connection with the divine. And so I'm just bringing this through. It feels really potent to bring through is like, how can you just be in relationship with Christ consciousness and celebrate that separate from everything else? Christ consciousness, not the church, not Christianity, not any of that bullshit. But like what are the teachings and what are the embodiment? It's like literally miracle, 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 miracle. It's like talk about manifestation. Jesus was like a powerhouse manifester, also because he chose love. And when you choose and decide to be love, that's what you create. So that's this Friday Fire. A little bit of heart medicine for you in this season and this day. I love you so much. Go out there, be the change, be the light. Explore what this means for you. I love hearing from you always. So message me, email me. The ways you can work with me are in the show notes. I've got one-on-one mentorship. I've got the Sedona immersion in March. And of course, the New Earth Astrology Guide is dropping at the new moon in Capricorn for our 2025 to unfold. So I love you so much. Go out there, be the change, be the light, make a stranger smile. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.